Good evening, everybody. Mike Geary here for Geek Pride's Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign, The Legend of Our Sacrifice. With me today, I was going to say the usual faces, but we got some noobs. We've got some new guys joining us to fill in some holes. Way. So first up, our bard / warlock Conrad is Arno Jerkel.
Hello. Thank you.
No. This is not going to happen. This is not a thing. We'll move on to, we've got Lecky as Bartholomew Pringle.
Hi.
We have Mark as Lance. Tharval is currently AWOL, but we'll be back next week. And then our newest characters, who we will introduce within the game, but we have Vic as Seren Sanguine, and we have the rambunctious Jace as Brother Gaiden.
Hi.
I like how you said the rambunctious Jace and not the rambunctious Brother Gaiden.
Right.
Remains to be seen.
So. Yeah, so there's lots to catch up on, lots to sort of happen and stuff. But for those who need a quick catch up on last week, we had a bit of another emotional sort of a final goodbye to Galandra. Gregor was very upset. Arno was basically doubting himself, feeling that all these deaths, he's basically turned up and 3 people have one's disappeared and 2 have died under his watch, and so had a bit of a crisis of confidence in himself. But we got through it. We managed to establish that the bowl that the party have, the Veil of Whispers, is an artifact from the Dreamwalkers. Did you do reading up on that, by the way? I can't remember. Did we do reading up on I know you looked at the runes and you transcribed the runes, which I have. Did you do any research on did you research the bowl itself?
That was on the to-do list.
Yes, so that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you know what the runes say. You're going to find out some stuff about where it comes from, etc. Okay. So basically, this is an artifact that has been tainted by the entity that's known as the Whispering Veil. Barty's basically realized that this artifact has touched him in his sleep. It touched him in his sleep, and he potentially it's kind of like the One Ring. It's sort of enticing him to sort of kind of use it. Now, it has properties. I think I read them out last time. It can be useful. I think the general view on it is that if you use it, that's fine, but it will, as time goes on, it'll be harder to resist it as time goes on, and therefore it's up to yourselves if you want to use it as an advantage going forward against your next enemy, or if you want to get rid of it or get it cleansed effectively back with the Dreamwalkers. And I think that was one of the discussions that you were all having last session about, what was your priority: get it cleansed back in the Dreamwalkers temple, or just use it to deal with Tiamat Red Scale and try and retrieve the body of your fallen comrade Draken. You find yourself in one of the local taverns discussing this matter, and that's where we are going to start off from this session. For ease and brevity, unless you want to do it any other way, Seren and Brother Gaiden, we're going to assume that you've had some sort of run-in with each other. You kind of know each other for one way or another just to make it sort of easier. By all means, if you want to have it where you don't and you just sort of make this conversation, but it make it easier to sort of like you're sitting together and then the party sees you, etc. Would sort of expedite things slightly faster, I think. Okay, so let's go. So let me stick on some tavern music and then we shall rock and roll. Yoo-hoo, it works, Brill. All right. Okay, so where did we leave off? Bartholomew, you were yes, that's it. I've got the what the runes say. Okay. So the runes within the bowl they say the following: Abyssal Echoes, Weaver of Realms, Temporal Nexus, where dreams entwine and serpentine whispers embrace the lineal harmony. Capture the visions unveiled, whispers of eternity cradled in memories of embrace. This ethereal gateway, the veil of whispers, reveals the serenity within the abyss of dreams. Yet, take heed and caution. When outside the sanctuary, the power may corrupt, weaving shadows into the fabric of reality. Keep the veil tended, or risk the unraveling of harmony within your serpentine grasp.
Oh. Okay. That's fun.
So
Barty's slightly disappointed.
Why? What did you think it was going to say?
No, because he's like, let's go get it fixed, and then super powerful magic item to use forever. But it sounds more like it's got to go to its like.
Well, you can use it.
Resting ground and stay there.
I think.
But I don't want to get turned into a dick.
Yeah, so I think it's one of those things you need to weigh up. It's something you can use. It can be advantageous, but as is with the case in all the magic items that I give people, there's always a bit of a flip side to it. So there's always a bit of a risk. So you can use it for the greater good, but there will be a risk in its use.
No.
Okay, so that's what it says. By all means, you can sort of partake that information to the party if you wish. It's up to yourself.
Yeah, I'll share it on.
To the secret magic conclave.
The secret magic conclave. With Moya's name.
I forgot you had your little cool group, your little secret group that you started. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What? Like the Order of the Veil sounds like strippers. So we need somewhere that like holds up to the test of time.
I'm sorry, that is totally a stripper thing.
I'm wholly convinced that no one wants to see Lance strip.
Yeah. Is it even possible for a Warforged?
But I'll find them at a quiet time, like maybe Arno's eating his breakfast and Lance is staring blankly at a brick wall. Warforged do at breakfast time. And I'll approach them and just be like, oh, right, I've managed to decode the etching of these runes. And it sounds like wherever we get the ball to, it needs to, well, one of us may die. We'll all die eventually, surely. I mean,
I haven't managed it yet.
Entropy is a thing. Ooh. But anyway, on to more positive subjects. When we get this bowl back to its like ritual grounds where it can be cleansed, it may have to stay there. I don't think this is a fix it up and take it away job. So maybe we just start using it now.
I'll look at Lance.
3 uses of shield per day is not to be sniffed at. Plus that weird dream creeping stuff. That sounds pretty cool.
Well, if you're holding it when it goes to hell, then I'm not going to promise to drag you back out. You need to be very careful.
I don't think it'll go to hell. I think you'll just fall into hell through it.
Perhaps it's a good thing that it remains out of touch.
That's starting to be my kind of thoughts on this.
Oh well. Just letting you know what I know, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Hmm.
As you're sort of discussing this, through the doors, you come. What's your race? What's the what race of characters? God, Brother Gaiden, by the way. Sorry, you're not a Tabaxi, are you?
Leonin.
A
It's
Leonin.
slightly bigger.
A Leonin. Okay. You see coming through the door in the bar this massive Leonin.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Leonin, like a lion
Sorry,
humanoid.
it's just my my lack of knowledge of the different races, but
Leonin.
a Leonin. Something. They are not common in any part of Freya. They're not. They have been seen, but they're not one of the main sort of kind of founded races within any of the lands. So this creature walking through the door, all robed and sort of looking quite imposing, is something that everybody sort of kind of looks back and sort of takes note of, to the point of, music stopping and people sort of just staring as this person walks through the door. Beside them is a sort of hooded elf. Something you've seen very much before, with Tharaval and his brother Saravel, but she seems to be sort of kind of standing beside this huge character who's sort of entered.
Has Eldrith rejoined us yet?
Eldrith, yes, we'll say she's with you as well. Yeah.
Someone forgot about Eldrith.
This is the problem. They all get little sort of sidekicks and then forget about them, and then it's like, oh well, they're not around anymore.
It's middle child syndrome. Everyone always forgets about the middle child and the sidekicks.
Okay. So, I will give you the option, Brother Gaiden and Serene. Do you want to be? Obviously, you're going to have some knowledge of what's going on. Do you want to approach them to sort of kind of, I want to join the gang, or do you want to sort of, the other way around? How do you want to go about it?
He will turn and look to Saren and let Saren make the choice.
Oh God.
You seem to know this place very well. I'm, again, a little bit of a stranger here, so maybe, I follow your lead.
You, Saren, because you are from the same area as Tharaval, you probably have been within being a potential bounty hunter yourself at one point in time, an assassin. You have ran in the same circles of him, so you know about him. You know about his family. They would have been one of the higher sort of the Elven caste system at the time, and so you know of him, and you know that his party, he's a part of this party, albeit you don't see him currently at this table.
Okay, I walk up to the table and I look down and go, Tharavel not with you?
How much does he owe you?
And you see the big Leonin just kind of behind Saren, like confused, but also looking a little bit imperious, like, okay, let's see where this is going.
I look up at the linen and I stand up, so I'm looking him in the eye and say, I'm really hoping this isn't going to be a fight. I've had a really long week, but...
No, this is not going to be a fight as long as you don't instigate it either.
That's a relief.
The
Calm
Legion of...
yourself, friend. Calm yourself.
I will. Just making sure we're establishing boundaries.
Barty leans over to Arno slightly and just says, "Is it the bowl, or is there a massive talking lion?"
Go with the bowl.
Arno throws a little cocktail sausage in his mouth and he says, It's a talking lion.
You mentioned the Legion, and Valashul, who is not here tonight, his sort of last day next week, but he notices that you have the crest of the Legion on, and sort of says. It sort of gets up and sort of gives you a salute, Legion brother, and then sort of gives you one of the sort of kind of Legion handshakes.
He does the Legion handshake and then pulls him into a really burly hug. And he says, and we're not in the business of being frank and courteous when we are brothers in arms.
He says, what brings you here?
Yeah. The bullshit, that's what brings me here.
He says, well, this whole thing is bullshit, brother, but you may have to elaborate more.
Well, I have this, and he just like opens this like scroll. He goes, I just have orders. I'm going to follow them, and you know, my commander says otherwise.
So he takes the orders and sort of looks at it, and he takes the orders and looks at it and looks slightly well, he starts looking at them quite what's the word? Sternly, and looks very sort of disturbed by their contents, to the point where he says, "Excuse me, brother," and sort of takes himself off to the other side of the tavern, and sits down and starts pouring through the orders.
I watch him go, and I turn back and say, I must apologise for my friend. He's not very good at the whole concept of following orders. You may have given him a bit of a shock.
Oh, that makes both of us. I've been sitting here thinking, am I delivering a time bomb?
No, that's generally Val's speciality these days.
Well, in that case, we have now 2 time bombs, and just shrugs and says, either way, I'm here to help.
That's cool. It must be Tuesday.
I do believe so.
What I'll do
on a piece of...
What I'll do orders wise, sorry, is when Val sort of has a sort of last day next week, he'll sort of kind of elaborate on what the orders are and etc. and stuff. But for the time being, he's just taking himself off with the orders.
Arno will munch on a piece of bread and lean back to Lecky and says, "What's going on?" Sorry, Tabati.
The lion has orders for Val.
Are you
Yeah,
both? You're both
stupid.
aware. You're aware of he's a part of. So I'm not. I'm assuming. That's not being said. Would you know that he's a part of a legion called the Legion of the Undying Light? So
It hasn't come up yet.
It hasn't come up, so
He's been
we're
too busy
completely
throwing
clueless.
revolutions and such.
yeah. So he's.
Yeah.
So I'll say, you know, one of the members of the party sort of explains, but he's a member of the Legion of the Undying Light. His father is basically a hero of the Legion. We've seen that his death story. It's all on World Anvil. If you want to read it, it's all on there. He is. He's a part of this legion. He's been taken as a child, basically, into the battle angel. The battle angel Azrael took him off to train him. He's come back to fight on behalf of Bahamut. He has then been received orders from the legion that has come from his fellow legionnaire, Brother Gaiden here, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That's his sort of. Where he's come from, basically the Legion, and this is where Brother Gaiden has appeared from, though no doubt there is more to his story than he's probably currently telling you.
Barty just responds to Arno with like the talking lion wants the angel man to do something. Not sure what.
I lean down and say, on the upside, at least he has wings if he's going to get in a flap. And I look over towards Seren and say, so you know Theravel?
His family and mine, we were well acquainted many, many years ago. We ran our separate paths, and it looks like they may cross again.
No, don't take this the wrong way, but you smell like a bounty hunter. And considering I don't have a nose, that's quite a strong smell.
I laugh and say, well, you're astute.
I've been on the receiving end of one or two over the years, but we've come to an understanding.
I would offer you reassurance. I am after none of you, nor Theravel. I have come to offer my part.
Your part in
Interesting.
what exactly?
Assistance. Aid. Whatever it is Theravel and the rest of you are mixed up in is affecting more than just yourselves. It's affecting other people. People are noticing. People are going missing.
You'll be, Saren, you'll be aware that I got it right. Elathlia is partially is currently under siege from the corruption. Your hometown was destroyed after you left. I think it sort of ties in with part of your story. You know, so it was destroyed. You believe this corruption was part of it, and through one way or another, you've decided that if you don't do something about it, you'll have no bounties to collect and no business. So it's better to deal with the situation now, nip it in the bud, than sort of let it carry on.
Yeah. I need to make a living, and I cannot make a living with the corruption present.
Neither can many people. I'm afraid our traveling party is full. I wish you luck, but that luck must take you elsewhere. Besides, only death follows us.
What makes you think it hasn't followed me?
Oh no, this may not be the best time to be bringing your issues and your dirty laundry into the tavern.
We'll have to forgive our friend. He's feeling rather glib as someone we know quite closely died only yesterday. But please, do sit down and refresh yourselves. What news do you have of, everywhere else?
Arno balks at this friendliness to random strangers. What?
You have my
It's the
condolences.
tavern.
Arno gets up and tries to walk over to Val.
Actually, can actually stop Arno from doing that?
What, you want to stop him from getting up?
Yeah, just like sit down. We're going to be good friends. That sort of thing.
If you want to, yes, you
With
can.
giant laying paw on his shoulder.
Give me a.
I want to do it. I don't do it with strength. I want to do it with persuasion. I want to.
Okay, yeah. So
use some charm.
What are you going to say to him then? What are you going to say to him?
Look, I appreciate that this may all be a bit whirlwind right now, but let us relax and actually get to know one another, as opposed to lifting guards up in such tumultuous times.
Okay.
No?
Roll me persuasion. Arno, roll me a counter persuasion to see if you buy into his thing.
Did I roll it? Oh.
Arno rolls a 20.
Okay, so I got that to be 1 second. I'll submit.
That plus 10 does help.
Yep. I suck.
Yeah.
That's a 14.
Yeah. Okay. So he's gone through a lot. He's come into a party being very mistrustful in general. He's seen a lot of shit. Two people. One person that he probably started to care about has died. Another one he literally died within about 5 minutes of him joining the party. Another one's left. He's feeling not too good, and obviously the somebody else very close to him has there's lots of stuff going on in his head, so he unfortunately is not sort of buying into your friendliness as genuine as it may be, and sort of stalks off towards Val.
I'll lightly shoulder barge his knee as I pass him.
Let him be, brother. Let him be. That is a troubled man right now.
Are we missing
He's
somebody?
happy.
Are we missing somebody? Has somebody disappeared?
Nope.
Why the
No,
hell?
I changed my name.
Just
I changed my name, sorry, in the chat.
Okay, so it's messed with all my... No, Lance is currently Bartholomew Pringle. Okay, I'm going to move people
I didn't
around.
realise. I thought it was just a Discord thing. Sorry, I can swap it back if it makes your life easier.
No, it's alright. I'll just move people around. Don't worry.
You
work
throw a squirrel
away.
and-
You work away. I'll move people around. Don't worry.
No, I'll move it back.
No, don't. I'm moving people. Don't kill mess it
He's
around.
already. It's too late. It's too late.
You, sir. You, sir. Sorry, I didn't have a clue that would. Yeah.
That's
Like,
fine.
My name
yeah.
is Lance, by the way. My name is Lance. Nice to meet you.
God, let me move people around.
The
Okay.
internet equivalent of scratching your ass in public. I do apologise.
Some people pay good money for that sort of thing.
Right. Okay. We're back to normal now.
Yeah,
We're back to
mate.
normal. Right. Okay.
What is this normal of which you speak?
I left out.
But anyway, I turn to our newly in friend and say, I would apologise for him, but he kind of has a reason for being like this at the moment. We've had some unfortunate run-ins with some very manipulative and very, very skilled enemies that have affected some of his some very closely held relationships he had, and so he's probably not going to be the world's friendliest or most trustworthy bard at the moment.
That is no problem. I guess in some way, shape, or form, they have their own baggage to deal with. I just thought in the interest of expediting whatever it is we can do to help, maybe it would have been easier to just sit down and bear down our souls over a good drink, but it is what it is. So, and he just he sits down in whatever vacant spaces around, careful not to obviously encroach into anybody else's presence, and then looks around for like says, now what do we all drink here? Because I don't know what is common for this area, and I'm partial to something sweet.
I can't help you with that because I don't drink.
No, maybe I asked the wrong person. He looks around for somebody with an orifice on their face.
Dink, dink, dink.
I guess that would be me. You can't go wrong with a mulled ale at this time of the morning. And he'll
Okay.
just wave to like the nearest serving woman.
Okay. So,
Oh man.
So,
I was just gonna say.
is there anything you're going to say to Velashil, by the way, Arno, or are you?
I'll initially, because he'll probably be focused elsewhere. I'll sort of stealthily approach and kind of watch him. I guess he's just engaged with these notes and he's looking a little bit serious and flustered.
Yeah.
And when he sort of takes a breath, I'll sort of surprise him with a "Hello, Valashul." What did these orders say? I know you're going to say that he's going to tell us later, but just
Yeah.
for
Well,
our peace sake,
yeah. He'll.
will he tell me or give me
No, I
an
don't-
inkling
he'll-
with anything at all?
He'll. Let's see. I'll have to leave that up to. Yeah, I think he will, because obviously it's not going to make an interesting story if he doesn't tell you what's on the orders. But yeah, he'll sort of, you know, he'll.
You don't have to give detail.
Yeah,
but
he'll
like,
just
what
say
sort of-
he'll just say he's escaped to you, and just say this is dire news. I need to think upon this. He sort of he takes his orders and he says I need to pray upon this, and he sort of gets up. He walks over to
just before he walks, Arno will just shout, "Can we trust this lion?"
He says, "On my honor, as a brother of the Legion of the Undying Light, you can trust him with your life." And he sort of kind of walks off. He goes over to Brother Gaiden and says, "I must pray on this, brother, and I will return forthwith." And sort of takes himself out of the tavern to go to the local chapel.
He says a little chant. He actually says it in his own mother tongue, quietly. But the sentiment is something along the lines of Bahamut, bless his thoughts and guide him to some sort of conclusion that helps him.
Okay.
Arno will stay at a distance, kind of pondering and watching, you know, creepy, semi-creepy kind of way.
Okay, so you've got these two new people sitting down. They've told you. You've got sort of you know, one of them knows Tharaval. You know, one of them is in the same legion as Valashul. Obviously, there's some sort of corroborating evidence there, but obviously, I think you probably need to get a bit more information out of them on what their presence is here and what they can do to help, etc., etc. So, quiz away.
So, I'm assuming that Val will come back to us at some point to talk about the contents of those orders you passed him.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really my position to say because he is. Then I'm again. There's not. I don't know what you know, so maybe you can start there, and then I'll fill in the gaps because the Legion has an Optus Magna Carta about not disclosing everything outright in case such bullshit where somebody uses it against us, or we've been through the ringer as an order, and we have, despite our prominence, we've not got many steadfast allies.
I'm assuming you know that your brother decided that that this land needed to have one ruler instead of triumvirate, so he threw a revolution.
Yep, know that. We know that very well.
Not as well as we do. Anyway, so trying to think.
So I guess sort of questions wise, what have you heard? What do you feel like you can do to help? Your orders to help. Who gave you the orders to help? Things like that. I don't know. Sort of, flesh things out.
You do need to give us some time here.
Sorry.
Anyway.
No, go on.
But yeah, so I lean over a little bit and say, I'm assuming from the conversation that you're aware that we are working with the Lady Taunts and with a number of other interesting parties, including
Empress.
Taunt, yeah. Yeah, fucking get in there, yeah. Empress Taunt.
I will call her the Empress in official things, but she has been and remains to me the Lady Taunt.
Very
She
well.
is.
Apologies.
Promote yourself, but sure.
But yes, obviously we've had some issues with the corruption reaching through here, and we've had to deal with some issues, but we've also paid a dear price. So currently, among other things, we need to recover the body of a fallen comrade, and unfortunately, his body has been taken by his father, who is a rather high-ranking lieutenant, a dragonborn. Do your
This
orders
is
cover that?
They do. The top line is to just supersede any level of support. Well, I'm here to support in any case. My talents lie in healing and protection. So, I guess when the order did get a little bit of a whiff as to what the situation was, a they asked me, and I would say they, a specific, esteemed Venatori, actually asked me. I have a bit of a relationship with them, in the, and they happen to know that I have a penchant for, a proclivity for acquiring bodies. Put it that way, not in like a necromantic way, but just I'm good with the dead and the living, and the juxtaposition between the two. So I'm here to help that in that sense. But everything else is kind of, if where the corruption is, I go, I follow, I obliterate. That sort of thing.
So, I'm sorry, we've covered an awful lot of ground over the last couple of months. It's a little trying at times. I mean, I'm only just used to the fact that I'm different to how I started our journey, shall we say.
Oh, you were biological before you were mechanical or construct.
Nope. No, I suppose you could say I had a change of heart. And I just tapped my chest. And then I manifest an echo sitting next to me.
Oh, okay.
So as he sort of touches his heart, a duplicate of him sort of appears sitting in a chair beside you. So there's two of them.
Would he be able to discern whether that is a feat of an Echo-Knight?
If you give me a history check to see if you know.
Okay, cool. I suck at these, by the way.
Yeah, you're. It's not something you've come across before, I would say. So you're quite surprised when suddenly a second Warforged with a sort of more. What's the word? What's another word for clear when it's sort of not clear? Sort of
ethereal or transparent.
Sort of sitting beside him. So it's you're not a man to be shocked very often, but this is new to you.
That's a very fucking good party trick. I like this, but also that is freaky. And do you talk to each other like you know each other and exist, or is it just like a facsimile? No, that's like I'm digressing, but maybe I don't know.
Shall we say?
Barty raises an eyebrow.
Shall we say that I cracked up a little, but I got better?
A story for another time, then.
We have a lot of those, and I'm sure that. And unfortunately, our bard can't tell most of them because he only joined us recently, but he has a few of his own.
Okay,
but
good.
We have covered a lot of ground. We have misplaced a number of friends and acquaintances of many creeds, and we carried what we can forward to achieve our objective, which is lofty but challenging.
So we're fucking up the corruption, and that is a love challenge.
Yes, but the problem with fucking up the corruption is they poke back. So I'm hoping that you both understand that we have all paid a price to get here so far.
And Lenin fight always. We eat, and then things try to eat us, and we eat them back. This is just natural life.
To be fair, I don't eat, so there's a bit more to go around for you.
But the concept of fighting and fighting back when something fights, this the struggle of eternal life.
Yes, I understand. I have my own story, which we can discuss at another time. But ultimately, the thing I'm intrigued by is obviously we had some familiarity with your order through Val, but I had not been made aware that you may be coming, which my colleague usually helps me with, and I point to Elderith, who is sitting quietly in the corner and nods and stays quiet.
She's a part of the Order of the Waning
exactly.
Moon, so she's not a part of the Legion.
But no, but they tend to part of the reason she's there is to learn and to pass stuff on.
Yeah.
Because obviously I'm also a part of that, and they have But so as I explained that as part of the order, she has been. One of the things she has been doing is trying to keep us abreast of what's going on, and vice versa. We pass information back so that.
She looks at you and says, "This is news to me. I had no knowledge or inkling that this and then she says, Brother Gaiden, and gives you a bit of a nod. Would appear. She looks at him and says, I hope you don't. You're not common in our lands. Where is it you say you're from?"
He fumbles at this response, but then goes and says, "Yeah, one of the city-states in Balon is a place called Sobern. It's rolling hills. My family and my tribe are quite nomadic. We don't really interact much. But I am a follower of Balon, of course, and I follow and I have answered to follow the Legion. So,
local boy done good, huh?"
So they obviously know because you're in Balon. You know Subern. In fact, you know Subern very well because you overthrew him, and he's the one who you you framed for treachery. So he's a part
I was
of.
trying to be diplomatic about that.
Yeah, but it wasn't an evil wizard in disguise.
He became one.
We didn't know that.
Potato, tomato.
At
Meanwhile,
the time, there was no due diligence. There was just framing. There was just nothing.
Sometimes it's all in here, you just get a feeling.
At this point, this is a probably apt time to say I'm gonna have to roll for deception because he's pulled this out of the bag, trying to cover his tracks.
Okay, yeah, roll deception. Yeah.
Oh, God, there you go.
Yeah,
I suck.
Yeah, so so
I lean closer and say, "So, I'm assuming that you've spent many a good evening in the Bubbling Bat."
He just sweats slightly. His hair, the fur on his mane is like, I guess. No, I don't know. I don't drink often. I've come here with the rest of you. No, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm sorry. He just hangs his head in shame.
Then maybe you've had some enjoyable walks on the walls, looking out across the dancing fields of golden flowers.
I mean, I know the fields. I don't really care for the walls much.
There's something odd. So he's lying to you because you're very aware of where Subern is and his description of what it is and what talking about nomads in Balon is just like it makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. Can
I get advantage on my intimidation as I lean closer and start asking more questions?
No, because I don't think. I don't think there'd be any reason for you to get a bonus on it and stuff. He's quite He's quite an intimidating looking character as it is.
He was on the defensive. It's worth a try.
Yep, you do have a inspiration point from your last week if you do want to reroll.
Yeah. I won't on this occasion because
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's going to be much more useful.
You sort
in
of
another
gargle.
situation.
You sort of mumble something which he, doesn't seem to overly impressive. He's still sort of looking slightly sort of sheepish about what he said, but there is, there's on one side, Val knows of him. You know that he's a part of the Legion, so in that way, you feel like he is trustworthy. You've met members of the Legion, you fought with members of the Legion in the Battle of Silkside, so that part of it, you're like, yeah, okay, that sort of things. But why is he lying to you now? So you're
Yes.
there's
Well, considering the experience we've just had with people who weren't who they thought they were, or who they said they were.
yeah. So I'm not sure if you want to sort of push him slightly further on that or not. It's completely up to you.
I just say I'm absolutely sure that Val will be really happy to discuss our experiences in Suburn with you and to reminisce a little. You must be missing your home with all the travel that I'm sure the Legion dragged you through in order to face up against the forces of the corruption wherever they may be.
I'll be honest with you, I've not been home in 20 years. So, yeah.
Things may have changed a little.
I look forward to that. And he just like, at this point, because he doesn't know if he's got a drink yet or not, I'm assuming at this point the bar, like
Yeah,
whoever is like
you provided drink. Yeah.
And then he just grabs a drink and says, "So sad," and then just looks into the cup.
Yes, you've been very quiet, Sarah. Has anybody got any questions for the second elf? I'll start off with Eldrith. She looks at you and says, "So, our comrade Tharaval and his brother Ciravel. So what brings both of you together?"
We both live in the same place back in Athalia, and his family were much higher up in the classes than mine. But we've run in similar circles, and knowing what's going on, and now our home in Athalia is destroyed by the corruption, I thought it best that, seeing as he knew what was going on and was doing something about it, rather than seeing to my own ends, for once, it was probably time to actually see to assuring there is something for everyone else.
Okay.
I'm just hoping that you're a little friendlier than the last of his childhood friends we ran into, not including his brother.
Oh yeah, so there's he had his brothers. This is a long running sort of thing. You can read about it on our World Anvil page. So Guilus Lothar is another comrade of his brothers from Elathia, and he turned out to be not a just misunderstood, and ended up with a sword through his neck at the hands of Tharaval in a very poetic moment. But yeah, so that's the sort of reference they're making, which you probably won't know about. But yeah.
Yeah, so I look at you and say, I am hoping that you're a better friend than the last one we ran into.
Rest assured, I do not mean Tharaval harm, or any of you for that matter.
That would be refreshing.
Roll me insight to see if you sort of accept what she's saying.
Is that me?
Yes.
You have to use your words sometimes and give us names, you know.
Yes, sorry. You're unsure. Again, you've got somebody you're 50-50 on, because he's lying to you, but there's the other part of it that's like, yeah, but it's this. And then you've got somebody who looks shady for all intents and purposes, and is saying she's a friend of Tharaval. She's with this guy who's lying to you, and
I can't believe you just said that.
Lion.
Oh, terrible pun. That was awful.
He's lying to you. Yeah. Class. Yeah, so you're undecided. You're going to be slightly mistrustful until they can sort of prove what they're saying. And with Tharaval not being here currently, and Valashul being off somewhere else, it's up to you to sort of try and eke more out of them, or just accept them for the time being and move on.
Obviously, I think that I would be more comfortable if we didn't do anything too involved until Tharabal and his brother return. They've had to take care of a few personal issues. We have got rooms here. If you would care to take some lodgings, we are taking some time to resupply and do a little research. So I don't know if you wish to head off and spend some time in the Royal Libraries, Barty.
That was the plan.
Are you... So have you got... Well, this is going on. Barty, Arno, are you doing anything? Are you saying anything? Are you coming back, Arno? Barty, are you just listening to them talk? Are you... by all means, you can give insight checks on what they're saying as well, because you're at the table, if you want to sort of...
Cool. Oh, before we get started, it's a new day, isn't it? So I'll do my... I'll roll for my Horton and just get my 2d20s, just in case I need... 20 and 18.
Ooh. Nat 20, baby.
Yeah.
Nice.
Save them for later.
Nice.
Is that still a crit if I leave it for a...
Yeah, go on then, I'll let you have it.
I can use on attack rolls.
What's the worst that could happen?
Thanks.
Wicked. So yeah, Barty will just like look at them both, and he'll sort of smile. A little wry smile comes across his face, and he's like, "Now, I would very much like to say that they're not as prickly as this normally, but they are very, like, it's a hair trigger. They're always sniping at each other. I think it's like a little dysfunctional family thing they've got going on. But when stuff does get hard, their loyalty shines through, and they do close ranks. And if you do right by them, I'm sure they'll look at you quite favourably. I've not been with them for very long.
Do you want to give me an insight check to see how you feel about these two newcomers?
He hates them.
That may say 2, but you'll find it's a 20 as I exhaust my
Damn, I could have had some fun with that.
You really like us.
It's like, okay, let's just speed this intro along.
Okay, so you've used your nat 20. Okay, so you're very, that Brother Gaydon is lying to you, but you know it's not through anything nefarious. You just feel that there's something more to him that he's not willing to talk about at this moment in time, but you believe him and what he's saying. He's here to help you, and you believe that Saren again is here to help. There's nothing there that makes you feel any sort of like this is a bad thing.
Or I'll just like mention, I just like look at like the leaning in the eyes, and I'll just say, now, my friend. I don't want to tell you your own business, but if you either just simply do not wish to tell someone a secret, just tell them. Deception might not get you very far with the attitudes that they currently have.
Just he looks at Bartholomew and looks down, blushes, looks back up. Let's just say you can. I'm doing this for my protection, not yours.
Oh.
Yes, yeah. But I'm a native of Balon, and he winks. I hope that is enough. But you mentioned something about the library, and I'm a studious individual. If anything, my background has taken me to study the stars and done much more than just reading books and actually putting pen to paper. I'm actually a scholar of some sort as well. I've written a number of papers and books relating to the way that this world spins around in the celestial mechanics of it all. Something to that. So
I'm kind of a big deal.
no,
Cannonball!
this is where I feel like I can also be of assistance to yourself. So if you don't mind, I would actually like to join you in the library if that's and then be of assistance if that's okay.
I would welcome it. There are some things that I need to research that are a little sensitive in nature, so I may.
That's fine. Just get me to do the grunt work. I'll do the rest. You do what you need to do.
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent. Is Val still after, like, I know he was trying to find a way to get back to his own plane of existence to breed an army. Is that something that's still an objective of his?
Because obviously, I guess it could be within what he's going to do next, but obviously he's only got 1 week left as, you know, Wes's character, so it's probably not going to be a main focus for him and stuff. It's just going to be explaining the orders and things like that. So yeah, that side of the Dragonborn army of Bahamut may or may not come to fruition in the last battle when I get everybody back, but yeah, at this moment in time, it's not really a quest line anymore. Your current quest lines are Draken's body and the return of the artifact.
Cool. Sort of like, yeah, so it's like a bit of a test. Like, Barty just might be like, let's just play a little bit of word association before we get started on our studies. If I was to say whispering, what would come to mind?
I say rumors.
Okay, excellent. We can work together.
Good.
Arno, what are you? You've been quiet and sort of brooding and very emo in the back of the tavern. What are you doing?
I will have been trying to sort of focus on them from the other side of the room. I don't know how far it would be. Probably not too far away.
Yeah.
Probably picked up the odd word and sentence and stuff. Probably especially when the louder people speak. I can obviously see what's happening. That they're kind of being very accepted by Barty, who is someone that Arno still doesn't have a full degree of trust for himself. But I guess at this point he'll kind of wander back silently.
It'll take him time for that skulk.
He will skulk back and say, so, were we not on our way out? To Barty and Lance.
I believe that we had things to be doing, but I think that if we see these two squared away, I can catch you guys up.
Okay.
Worry not about me. I will remain here.
I will follow Barty, just help him out what he needs to do, and then if I'm done, I did get some lodging somewhere, but you know, I can change plans. Whatever is flexible.
I will sort lodgings for us. For the
Okay,
game.
and then he just reach round, and he knows that Saren doesn't necessarily like being touched or in presence, but he just reaches around and he kind of just puts an air hug and he says, "You are forever in Bahamut's good graces."
I kind of cringe. Like, thank you. I think.
Just pull back, and it's just like, She's such a good egg.
Do this on purpose, I swear.
Only because I enjoy watching you squirm.
I want, by the way, I want to figure out. I want a little storyline between you and Downtime on how you met and things like that, because I think it'll be quite a good thing for the Discord and for the World Anvil. But yeah, we can do that afterwards.
You're
Okay.
just hoping it's as much fun as when me and Thara
Yeah. I was thinking about this the other day. So Lance and Tharaval, they were the first sort of like Downtime RP stuff we had, and it started off with them shooting arrows at each other and fighting and stuff, which it was very good. It was very good.
I think we got the point.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got Brother Gaydon, we've got Bartholomew off to the library. Arno, are you joining them going to the library?
I would have been going to go with Barty, but seeing this lion man accompanying him, he will change course.
Okay. Saren, you're sticking with Lance, or you just want you got to take yourself around the city?
I'm just going to stay here in the end because while I know the city, I don't know it that well. And for now, I just want to people watch because while I know that this particular group are like very well thought of and very highly looked upon, I don't know much about the people in this area. So I'm just kind of like people watching, keeping an eye on what's going on and listening to the whispers and the rumors.
Okay. So Arno, what are you doing then while they're sort of sticking around in the tavern? Are you going to stick with them?
Why, Lance, are you staying in the tavern?
I'm going to stay here for the moment.
Okay. Arno will sort of wait outside, watch Barty and Brother Gaydon sort of leave and wait about 10 minutes. Lance doesn't come out and he sort of walks off in a huff. He'll be trying to find any link or lead at all to learn more about Red Scale and that whole side of the adventure, because he didn't have the pre-knowledge that anyone else did. I don't know where he would go for stuff like that.
You're in Taunt at the minute, so let me just see how far he is over into...
Is there any kind of sector of Taunt where there are more sort of Dragonborn around, or...
So Dragonborn, again, so... The way
they're not common, are they?
So Dragonborn were the first founding, sort of one of the first founding races within Freya, but over time, it's sort of like Native Americans in America sort of have been, through war, famine, and encroaching other races within the Portal of Aberath, have basically been subjugated into little a reservation. You also have sort of that's similar to the orcs and stuff. So there are Dragonborn, just not lots of them. The ones.
So will I see any wandering around Taunt? So he'll basically walk around the city trying to find any.
Yeah, so I'll fire you on to this. So this is a part of the city. So you've got sort of the west, sort of the Apple side is effectively where the magic district is. One, where it says one, just over there, that's where all the artisans or the artificers, if I get it right this time around, are.
That was Billy's Bridge, wasn't it?
Yeah. Say it again.
That was number 2.
Oh, yeah, sorry, 2. Yeah, sorry, 2. Yeah, that's it. Valley Bridge, that's where the artificers are. 1 is currently where you guys are in the old district. And 5 is sort of the darker end of town, I guess. So you can have a wander around, and we can do some rolls to see if you see anybody or if you want to talk to anybody and stuff like that. So we can do that. Yeah, that's fine. All right. So we will start off with Barty and Brother Gaydon going off to the library. So you take yourself off. into the library, which is sort of the south of the city. It's not too far from where you are at this moment in time, and it's because it's a main city. It's a grand library with many books and layers of different categories. Everything you could probably dream of is within this library. So what are you looking for?
So Barty wants to find information about Dreamwalker sites across Freya, and where there might be like temples or sort of like places of like obvious like ritual where he thinks this bowl might belong. Or
okay, are you? So for the sake of advantage, are you telling Brother Gaiden about this so he can help you, or is it just going to be a straight roll?
I'm going to tell Gaiden about it, but I'm purely from an archaeological point of view. Like, it's just like a family interest. I tell him a little story about my family's bookstore, where I came from, and how like I used to pull out tomes of like different planes, and one of them was just fascinating. Was the Dreamwalkers. So I've got a bit of time. I'm gonna try and learn a bit more about them.
This is where I'm going to give a little bit back to Barty. The moment he mentions the word planes, he's going to be uncomfortable very quickly.
Okay, so Gaiden, you roll me a insight. Actually, both of you roll me insight to see. So you're okay. So you're
an insight off.
His roll me deception actually for insight. So you don't see it. You're completely oblivious to him being uncomfortable. You're like, you're too distracted by the books. In fact, you feel like he's totally, you completely believe. He believes everything that you're saying to him. You've got no doubt about that whatsoever. You're so sure of yourself. As the score, you, Brother Gaiden, you sort of believe, you're pretty sure what he's saying is what he's saying, and you're happy enough with that. Yep, okay, we can go with that. We can go from there. So books wise, the sort of librarian who has, he knows this. Well, she won't know you guys because you're new. She knows the party quite well. But okay, so the librarian comes over and sort of asks if she can be assistance and what sort of books you're looking for.
You may be of assistance. I am looking for any texts, scrolls, poems that you may have pertaining to Dreamwalkers and their culture, but more the religion and sites of import to them. If you have anything at hand, I'm not prejudiced against any particular flavour. Whatever tongue it is written in, I will happily read.
Okay, so she points you off into the sort of a sort of section of the library. She believes sort of the there's geography and geography of Freya and history of Freya sort of in this corner over here that might be obviously helpful. So you take yourself off into that sort of corner and start looking through books. Roll me some investigations then. So roll me an investigation with advantage because you've got Brother Gaiden helping you out. Okay, yeah, okay. You don't take very long, being quite studious. You sort of kind of just scan through and you sort of see a specific book that relates to, religions and sort of religion within geography of Freya, and you sort of pick it up and you start flicking through it. As you do, you find a sort of section within the book that relates to the Dreamwalkers themselves, and more specifically about one of their sanctuaries within Freya itself, called the Somnium Enclave. The Somnian Enclave is an ethereal sanctuary that floats gracefully between the celestial realms of Citra and Kyrelia. Sorry, not the celestial. So the celestial of Citra and it's not celestial. Why have I put that in there? Sorry, ignore that. Between the realms of Citra and Kyrelia, suspended upon the mystical floating island, nested amidst the clouds, this sacred dwelling of the Dreamwalkers embodies the harmonious balance between the dream world and the waking reality. So its physical appearance, the floating island upon which the Sanctum Enclave, Somnium Enclave rests, is a vision of natural beauty and magic. Lush gardens with vibrant, otherworldly flora cascading down its terraced cliffs. The buildings of the Enclave, crafted from luminescent crystals, silvers, veined stone, seem to be blended seamlessly within the landscape. Let me see here. It is position. It sort of gives you a position, and I will bring that up. It gives you a bit of a map, and it shows you this if I can find it.
Sounds mint. I bet it's going to be an absolute hellhole if we ever visit. Fail of being here.
It is here. I haven't named it on the map yet, but I'll show you the map. Boosh. It is, if you go into the left-hand side of the map, it is, I can zoom.
Oh, is it that? Yeah, the floaty one.
Yeah, on the left-hand side, I will zoom in for the people at home. It is here. Oh, I'm not even on it myself, so let me do this.
This place, yeah.
Yeah, where you clicking now, yeah. So that is yeah. So that is it there. And that's where it's showing you. So let me fire back to we can keep it on that for now.
And it's on like this plane of existence, or it's in like a little pocket like on another plane but in that location.
So I'll read out the other stuff and then we'll sort of talk about that. So okay. At the end of the Somnium the Somnium Enclave acts as a celestial nexus. It harnesses the energy from both realms, creating an atmosphere that shimmers with soft, perpetual glow. It has the Astral Observatory. At the heart of the Somnium Enclave lies the Astral Observatory, a crystalline tower that reaches towards the heavens. Dreamwalkers use the observatory to study the celestial patterns in the night sky, seeking insight into the ever-shifting balance between dreams and reality. They have the Dream Gardens. The floating island is adorned with dream gardens where flowers and trees are said to bloom with the essence of dreams. The air is filled with the soothing fragrance of blossoms, and a gentle rustle of leaves seem to whisper the ancient wisdoms to those who walk through them. There's the reflecting pools. Scattered throughout the enclave are reflective pools said to hold the reflections of the most profound dreams and memories. Dreamwalkers often meditate beside these pools, seeking clarity and guidance in swirling images that dance upon their surface. There's Harmony Hall. At the heart of the enclave stands Harmony Hall, a central meeting place and ceremonial space. The hall is adorned with tapestries depicting the interwoven destinies of dreams and reality. It serves the gathering point of dreamwalkers to share insights, discuss visions, and plan their efforts to maintain balance. You've got the Veil Chamber. Hidden within the depths of the enclave is the Veil Chamber, a secure sanctuary where the Veil of Whispers was once safeguarded. The chamber is adorned with symbols of protection and sealed with ancient enchantments, a testament to the Dreamwalkers' dedication to preserving this artifact. Then you've got the Guardians of the Enclave, celestial guardians embodiments of dream and wakefulness patrol the borders of the Somnian Enclave. These ethereal beings watch over the Enclave, ensuring that its safety from those who would seek to disrupt delicate balance it represents. Somnian Enclave stands as a testament to the noble intentions of the Dreamwalkers, a place where the boundaries between dreams and reality blur, fostering a sense of tranquility and connection to the mysteries of the cosmos. And that's the end of the article, basically within the book.
What's the what was the name of the Guardians again?
They called the guardian. So the Guardians. They're called the Guardians of the. Oh no, they're called the Celestial Guardians.
Okay, cool. And they just patrol.
They patrol they patrol the veil chamber. Actually, no, they patrol the whole thing. They patrol the whole thing. The Stormy Enclave, yeah. So yeah, as it stands, there's no mention of it being. It's obviously visible within this land. It is something that has, you are aware that below it is a. In fact, yeah, no, you see on the map below it there is a portal. This portal is very similar to that of the portal of Aberath, but of a smaller nature. You're not sure at this moment in time what its purpose is, but it resides on an island to the southwest of Kyrelia, just below where the Enclave is positioned. I would assume your views are that that potentially is a way in.
Okay.
As Barty sort of reads these statements, Brother Gadden becomes even more uncomfortable at this, the reading the passage. Out of character, this is one of few portals known to traverse different planes in Freya.
So you have the main, so you've got the main portal at Aberath, which is effectively the portal where all the main races came through to sort of seed the land, as it were. This portal is less known about. If you know, would you know anything about it? You can give me.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to weave that in without giving away the gag.
Yeah. Roll me a history check, and then I'll see. It might just okay. You're aware of what it could be potentially. I'll not say anything more. It's up to you how you want to sort of go with that and stuff, but you know what it is.
Mm-hmm. So he just looks at Barty and says, "This is an interesting line of research that you're going through. I guess, these Dreamwalkers, they seem like a very lovely bunch of people. So I guess it would be very folly to kind of, unless of course your intentions are pure and noble, it'd be folly for you to just kind of go in there and almost behave like the corrupt, upset the balance, just kind of jovially."
Oh, of course, yes. Well, like I said, it's just a very casual interest that I've had since I was a boy. But yeah, it does seem almost like a utopia. But have you seen this part here? There's a rather interesting observatory. There's an astral observatory. That might be of interest to you, considering you're.
He just sweats slightly. He goes, "Yeah, it is of interest. I think it's good that we've come across this. I mean, hopefully you found something that's going to be helpful for you in your investigations. Just slightly different."
Oh, yes. I think I found exactly what I needed to know. To be honest.
Good. Fantastic.
So you do seem quite learned. Where did you study?
He sweats a bit more. He's not sure how to answer that question. He says, let's just say the Legion helped me a lot with these studies. So he traveled across most of Freya. And granted, my school of learning is not your classic school of learning where you go to a said institution and learn things. It was more of a field worker, if you will. My papers are published in a number of different places. And I'm happy to provide a manuscript from you if you'd like.
Yes.
In particular, Celestial Position. I will say this much.
Are you deceiving him at all? By the way, at this moment in time.
Well, no, this is part of my background, and
Okay.
I guess I don't know. The thing here is there is a little bit of deception. These papers are written, we just have to we haven't set the context of where that sort of thing. So I guess go on. I'm probably deceiving him.
Yeah,
to a degree.
roll me a deception then.
He's so bad at this. He's just so bad.
Yeah.
'Cause he's like a nice guy, and he's just trying not to.
Yeah, he's not telling the truth. Well, you can tell part of it's probably based on truth, but again, you know he's not. You know that he's trustworthy. You just don't understand why he's lying to you.
Yeah. I did tell him before, though, if you don't want to tell someone something, just tell him. So he's like, but it's slightly respectful, and he's just like, his eyes narrow a little bit. And he'll just go, well, I don't suppose any of this practical learning had anything to do with Dragonborn just popping in and out of existence, causing chaos, murdering a few people.
That I definitely know. I just not my kind of thing. That is definitely something I'm trying to figure out because the portal Aberrath is a problem. But the root of the cause, I don't necessarily know what it is, and that's what I'm actually investigating more thoroughly to find out.
Just sort of obviously because we're you guys, the portal of Aberrath is sort of like a very sacred area in Freya. It's there is a little bit of sort of kind of history behind it. There was a civil war fought over it between Elathlia and Kyrelia. It's a very important place. It's got like the life tree in the center of it, which is basically its roots and its tendril sort of roots go through out of Freya, and that's where a lot of the magic sort of exists. It's a problem in that I guess it's pushed the dragon. All the new sort of races came through it. But as for friends in general, it's a very holy place, effectively. Right. Arno. Roll me a perception, I guess, if you're sort of kind of running around town, sort of trying to to find people, sort of roll you a perception.
Or investigation. Perception's fine.
Yeah, roll me a perception, yeah, because you're sort of like, you're wandering around, see if you sort of perceive anything. No. You okay, so you sort of, you move into one of the areas, you're looking around, you're not sort of kind of seeing anybody of any note. Are you, would you be, so you're looking for anything to
just
do?
Dragonborn, any kind.
So you're just
Dragonborn.
specifically looking for Dragonborn? So you're going to ask anybody if you've seen any Dragonborn or anything, I guess?
Yeah, exactly. If I don't see anyone, I'd sort of just approach anyone in a
What was the name
friendly...
of the charlatan dragon slayer that you got the sword off? Because I've forgotten his name. Fuck. You know the one who the one who rocked up in the bar, basically said he was a dragon slayer. He's a dwarf, said he was a dragon slayer.
I missed that session.
And then he basically you knocked him on the head and stole his sword that projects.
I wasn't that.
An image of a dragon.
Was it Lance, were you there?
Oh, I was there.
You were there.
Yeah, I can't remember what his name is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I got the wand of burialness afterwards.
Yes.
And
okay.
The stone that.
I will. You weren't there then you weren't there, so he doesn't know you.
Well, I wasn't there. I don't know where Arno was at that. No, I would have been in Subin's tower at that time.
Yeah. So he sort of comes up to you and says, you've got this sort of quite cocksure dwarven gentleman who seems slightly beat up. He's got a few sort of injuries, but he's like, so what are you, young gentleman? What are you looking for? And he's sort of looking, sort of like puffing his chest out, sort of looking like, you know, like you'll know who he is.
All right. Greetings, good sir. I seem to be a little bit lost. I'm actually looking for any dragonborn artisans. I have a trinket I found from their homeland, and I was wondering if they could help me with it.
He says like, oh, it's funny you should talk about dragons. I see I'm a dragon slayer myself, and it so happens that have you ever heard of the Dark Drake of Neverquest? That was me. I killed that Drake. We can have a drink and I can tell you some stories if you want.
Oh, I have actually heard of you. Formidable foe. Alas, I'm quite tight on time. I would love to catch up over a story or two, but have you seen any dragonborn themselves in this part of town?
He says, well, maybe I can help you if you can help me. And he says, it so happens that some local riffraff jumped me and got a bit of a sucker punch and stole my sword. If you could provide me, help me find these ragamuffins and retain my sword again, I could have taken all of them on myself, but the cowardly elf had a bloody tree on his side, and it wasn't a fair fight. But
a tree. This does sound interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if you know them. They're allegedly heroes. They're no heroes. I'm a hero. What the fuck? What's his name? I'm gonna have to check with spreadsheet. He's just like, such and such a name that I've forgotten. I'm a hero. You've heard of me, obviously.
Oh, of course. Yeah. But I'm not sure if I've heard of these heroes. Do you have any of their names? I'd be happy to try and source this sword for you.
He says, what was it? They had some prattling tofty wizard with them, Pringle. That was his name. They had, yeah.
Anna raises his eyebrows and just closes his eyes and goes, "Oh fuck."
They had a walking tree, and they had a what was his name? A drunken paladin couldn't hold his booze, and some thief and elf, which I'm pretty sure, looking at that shifty bastard's the one who stole my sword.
And this didn't happen here in Tunt, did it?
Oh yeah, it did. It did, sir. It happened in the tavern just across the way. In fact. Says those I woke up and those bastards had away from my things. Heroes, thieves, I say. And I tell you what, if I see them again, I'll tell you what, they won't be getting a cheap shot in this time. I'll be having them, all of them, because I am blah 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 blah. Name I've forgotten.
Seems quite. That there's quite a few of them in this party. I mean, I am small and stealthy and can be quite deceptive, but if you believe that one of these elves has your sword, I believe this elf is not currently here. I have been also watching these folk from afar, if they are indeed the same fellows you speak of.
You know what I'm talking about. You know these people.
I do.
I like to keep my distance, but yeah, unsavory bunch of fellows, really.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
This elf who has taken your sword, it's not something I have seen on his person, and I could be seen as a watcher of these lands at times. Are you sure there isn't something alternative that we could procure to settle this debt?
His name's Hannick Wraithsword. That's it. There we go. Because I am Hannick Wraithsword. Yeah, so he's like, I kind of like that sword, but see, it's kind of important to my business. You see, it's an heirloom, and I could kill dragons with pretty much. I could kill dragons with that stool over there, but it's kind of important to me. He's lying. He's full of shit.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And he's just like, but it's very important. You see, there's a gem within the sword that's it's quite important to me, and I kind of need it back.
I see. Well, why don't we go and round up some ruffians and see if we can't give these so-called heroes a good seeing to?
All right with you. Great. First drink's on me, though I'm a bit short of cash, so I'll have to pay you back.
I'm afraid I travel without coin myself. I'm quite paranoid about these things. Keep it under lock and key in my room. I'm a man of words, not a man of coin. Tell you what, you go and wait in that tavern, and I'll come and find you when I find a bit more information.
He says, he looks a bit sheepish about going into the tavern on his own. He's just sort of like, I might hang around out here just to see if they're around. I don't, just in case they come in, I don't want them sucker punching me again. So I'll just keep an eye out around here and wait for your return.
Very well. And the Dragonborn around Taunt, you have or have not seen any?
You'll help me get my sword back?
Absolutely.
Roll me.
Would you like me to roll deception?
Yeah, roll me a deception. Yeah, he's just like, oh, you're a great friend. That's good. Oh, we little folks should stick together. I've always said, it's if it all goes well, then you could help. I could make you famous. You could be the next Hannick Wraithsword. I'm not obviously. After a while, and we'll have to train, and it might cost you a bit of money, but in general, you come with me, my boy, and be very. Oh, I've changed my accent. He's come from Scottish to something else completely. But anyway, he believes you, and he's like, oh, great, okay, no problem. I'll stay just over there having a look at the tavern just in case they come in, and I'll wait for your return. As for the Dragonborn, there is one of that ilk off in the old town, I believe. If you take yourself off over there, I think they work behind one of the local stalls.
Thank you, good sir. And trust me, as a man of my word, a halfling even, us short folk stick together. I shall return.
Well, thank you. You're a good lad. Yes, no problem. He sort of kind of sits himself back, and he sort of kind of scowls at the tavern across the way. Okay, so you take yourself off to the sort of kind of old district, and you spend a bit of time looking around at different stalls, and you come to one that is selling sort of kind of weapons and things like that. Behind the sort of counter, you see a dragonborn sort of serving people.
What color? What kind of dragonborn?
He's a gold man, so he's the same.
No.
Well, you assume would be the same clan as Draken.
Arno kind of has a crooked wry smile, and inside in his head he thinks, excellent. He walks over and he says, greetings, fine sir. How goes business today?
Oh god, I'm trying to do a Draken-esque type accent. He kind of does it in a weird Russian type way. Everybody's Russian in these things. Look at my brother's character's Russian as well. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to talk normally because I'm going to bastardize it. So he just says, I kind of want to do it now, but I've got it in the tip of my tongue and I can't sort of get it out. It's good. Business is... No, that's not the way he does it. Fuck it. He says, business is good.
Dutch.
Yeah, this business is good. He's Dutch now. He's Dutch. Okay, business is good. Yeah, business is good, yeah. We're going to get pancakes and some crepes. And 60 times.
Smoking a
pancake.
Smoking a pancake.
Smoking a pancake.
Smoking a pancake.
Smoking a pancake.
It's Pasha.
It's just good. But can I help you with anything, my friend?
I've been scouring this area for some time. I hear that a great hero, perhaps of your clan, frequented these parts in the past. His name was Draken.
He, as you say his name, he looks at you and goes, "You know of Draken?"
I know of the tales of old. I came across him once on my travels, a traveling bard, you see, and he, quite strangely for Dragonlord, quite enjoyed my music, and I spent some time with him up in the area of what was it called?
You were the battle was at Kiberath.
No, I mean where Draken's called Forgehold. That's where he was from, wasn't it?
Oh, where Draken's from?
Yeah.
He. Oh, yeah. Bear with me a moment. He is from. Let me get the map up.
Well done.
He is from region names.
Yeah, Forgehold. That's what it says on Wild Animal.
Forgehold, is that where? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
I passed back through these lands and heard his name mentioned in the same sense as the lady. Pardon, the great Empress Taunt, and I was hoping to see if he's passed through here.
It's it is a sad tale.
What's it? Sad.
He says the Did you not hear of the Battle of Kiberath? The fall of the great Draken of Golden Mane?
The fall?
He is dead,
He's
my friend.
No longer with us.
He sort of kind of pushes back a few tears and says he is not longer with us.
What happened to him?
He says he died like a hero. He died like a golden mane, and he sort of kind of hits his chest and sort of lets out a sort of kind of roar as a sort of flame sort of kind of licks out of his mouth.
He will, Arno will bang the same place of his chest and say a great loss to all. Do you know if he has a resting place nearby, I would greatly wish to pay my respects to an old friend.
He says, my friend, you have missed out on many things. His funeral was ambushed by his traitor of a father, and his body stolen. The sacrilege that it is not buried back in our lands. Stolen. Yes.
And where would his body have been taken?
He looks around. Oh, by the way, roll me deception. I need to check if he's sort of believing your stum. $25, yeah, okay. So he looks around and he says, it is told by my clan and in the reservations at Olsey that Kiamet Redscale resides in the island fortress of what's the name of it? It's called region. We want town names. There we go. It's called Jaw Ithrasta, which is for reviews this little island here.
Where are you? Can you ping it on the map?
Jaw Ithrasta is the green thing on the right hand side of the map. Diagonally down, just where the corruption is.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
the massive volcano place.
Yeah, it's formerly a Elathian stronghold, but now succumbed, and the seat of one of Tiamat's lieutenants.
Does sound like I've missed a hell of a lot. Do you know why he would want to reclaim the body of his son?
He says,
as far as I knew, Draken was, for all intents and purposes, considered himself an orphan.
He sort of shrugs his shoulders and says, for all intents and purposes, he was an orphan. His father, as the stories are told, his father betrayed his people, betrayed his clan, and was banished. He succumbed to the evil that is in this land, and therefore, he succumbed to the evil, murdered Draken's mother, his wife, and left. He is therefore an orphan.
This tale pains me to hear. How did he get away with the body? Nobody stopped him.
He says,
Arno's cockily pushing his luck here, by the way.
Yeah, he says, there's a lot that has gone on, my friend, and all I know is that the heroes of Silkside tried to stop him. Many were killed, many deaths, and the arch traitor took his body in the melee, in the confusion of the melee.
Incredible. This island you speak of, where Kiamat resides, is it far from here? Is it accessible?
He says, I am but a humble store clerk. My warrior days are done, as you can see, and he sort of taps his sort of leg, and it's wooden. He says, I know very little of battle. I am a shell of my brethren, my clan brother's former self. All I know that it is deep in the lands conquered by the corruption, and to the south of the Elathian coast.
Well, thank you, good sir. May I have your name?
My name is Graxor Goldmane. At your service.
Then Graxor Goldmane, it is a pleasure to meet. Tell me, is there some way I can repay you for your service of this information? Any contribution that honors Clan Goldenmane, I would be happy to give. Do you perhaps have some trinket in your style, in your clan, that I may purchase here today?
He looks at you and he says, "This is not my store, but so I would need to sell something to you. But because you are a good gentleman of good heart, I will provide you with this." And he sort of goes into his sort of little knapsack, and he comes out with a gold dragon scale entwined as a necklace with some draconic sort of scribblings on it. He says, "This is a local talisman from my clan. It will keep you safe, my friend. Take it as a gift from me."
A gift?
A gift.
Please, I will pay.
No. Just tell your friends about my store. Tell my friends about the store. I am on commission. The more I sell, the better I get, but I cannot take your money.
Arno takes the golden necklace and says, "Well, then I thank you, Graxor Goldmane. I shall take myself to the court of Empress Taunt and share my condolences for her fallen hero. I thank you for this day, for this information, and may your longer, slower, more peaceful days treat you well. Good day, sir."
He sort of bows to you, puts his fist against his chest, a little bit of sort of flame flickers out of his nose, and he says, "Have a good day, my friend."
Excellent.
Right.
Arno will take himself away.
Okay. Seren and Lance, you've had lots of time together in the tavern. What are you up to? Are you saying anything? Doing anything?
Everyone's coming back to this in a bit. Or next week.
Say that again?
Might be worth coming back to this next week.
Okay. Seren, you want to say anything? No? You're muted. You're muted. Feels like a Zoom call.
Just been people watching and sort of getting a feel for like what's going on in the area.
Okay.
And doesn't seem like Lance wants to talk much without his friends here, so I'm sort of keeping myself to myself.
Okay. All right. Before we call it for tonight, because we're sticking on 11 o'clock, is there anything else the party or Brother Gaydon that you want to do or say at this moment in time?
I believe it's time for us to reconnoiter with our comrades. Well, they're not really my comrades, but you know, we should go back and we've got your research. All right? You're on mute, by the way. Barty, you're not just speaking, but there's no sounds. You're miming.
You're muted as well. Oh.
I get overwhelmed with knowledge sometimes, and it breaks the fuse. Yes, let's go and refresh ourselves, rest up before we strike out towards wherever Dricken might be. There's Dricken's body.
I'd be keen to see who else has managed to find the lead on that one, because honestly, where are we gonna find a dead Dragonborn's body?
Indeed.
Okay.
So-
Anything else? From anybody before we call it the night?
I will on Arno's way back. He will stealthily hang by the corner, looking at his dwarf friend, just to observe for a few minutes what he's doing outside the tavern.
Yeah, he's sort of you see him trying to talk to anybody who'll listen about his sort of heroism, trying to sort of kind of get money off people to help him, get a bit of business, he's trying to get a group together to sort of get his sword back. He's
Does it look like he's succeeding?
I will next week. We may find out if he's got a crowd or not. So he's talking to people. He's not very skillful at most things, but he's quite charismatic, so he seems to be able to persuade people. We'll see what happens next week.
Did this definitely happen in Ton? I thought that incident happened in Suburn.
Was it Suburn?
Because it's where we were that whole
That's true.
whole period. It was in Suburn.
Are we
So
gonna
maybe he's made his way.
No,
to
yeah,
Ton.
that's true. Maybe we're going to have
Definitely.
to retcon that. It might have been Suburn. I wouldn't say we
I
could
think
say
it was Suburn, but he could have
Oh, yeah.
travelled here. Like,
Yeah, okay.
That's
Well,
fine.
yeah, we'll say he's travelled here and he's sort of looking. He's heard they're there, and he's trying to find,
Yeah,
he's trying to get a sword back. Yeah, we'll,
You know what it is? All these human cities look alike.
yeah. We'll do that one. Yeah.
You're looking the same.
We'll see. Your
The building's a
cityist.
building.
Right. Okay. Awesome. Right. We'll leave it there. Next week we will have hopefully Tharval back. It'll probably be Val's last week as well. But yeah, so exciting times. It's been great, chaps. Congratulations on your trial by fire, your first week. Very good. Very much enjoyable. Yes, all right. So for tonight, I've been Matt Geary. With me has been Conrad as Arnold Jerkel.
farewell.
Jace as Brother Gaiden.
Goodbye, people.
We have Lecky as Bartholomew Pringle.
For now.
Marcus Lantz.
Not going to be the death of me.
And Vic as Seren Sanguine.
Bye bye, everybody.
Bye.